I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
President, what do you want to do about that?
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. We'll see what we're going to do. What am I going to tell you? You're the fake news, aren't you? You're totally fake. All right, any other questions? I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
This is my video update on this Monday afternoon, May the 26th, coming to you from Nicosia, Cyprus. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with U.S. President Donald Trump suggesting that Russian President Vladimir Putin has gone crazy. He has gone loco en la cabeza, according to U.S. President Trump. This is what he told the media yesterday, and he actually posted this on Truth Social as well. So let me read you what Trump posted on Truth Social. He said, "I have always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia, but something has happened to him. He has gone absolutely crazy. He is needlessly killing a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about soldiers. Missiles and drones are being shot into cities in Ukraine for no reason whatsoever. I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it, and maybe that's proving to be right. But if he does, it will lead to the downfall of Russia. Likewise, President Zelensky is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it, and it better stop. This is a war that would never have started if I were president. This is Zelensky's, Putin's, and Biden's war, not Trump's. I am only helping to put out the big and ugly fires that have been started through gross incompetence and hatred." And the beautiful javelins that Trump always likes to brag about. The beautiful javelins that he was the only president to provide the beautiful javelins. Obama was sending blankets. Isn't that what Trump says all the time? Obama was sending blankets or something like that. But I sent the beautiful, indestructible wonder weapon javelins. So Trump is taking a shot at Putin. He is taking a shot at Zelensky. He is saying this is Zelensky's war and Putin's war and Biden's war. That is true. It is Biden's war. He is definitely the one who escalated this big time. No doubt about that. But Trump played his part in his first term, and he could have walked away on January 21st. Would have been very easy to do, to just walk away. But he decided not to. Instead, he listened to Kellogg and, at the time, Waltz, who was his NSA guy, not his NSA guy anymore, and Rubio as well, and Lindsey Graham, of course, Lindsey Graham, who he campaigned with. Lindsey Graham. And Trump decided to believe Kellogg and Graham and Rubio with their freeze, ceasefire, DMZ plan, 30-day unconditional ceasefire plan. And that would bring Russia to its knees. Russia would accept this ceasefire because the military's in tatters and the economy is in tatters. Let's go with the ceasefire plan. And now Trump is very much stuck in Project Ukraine. He could still get out, Putin did provide him a nice off-ramp a couple of weeks ago with the bilateral talks in Istanbul. But Trump is still reluctant to walk away, even though when you read this message on Truth Social, I have to say, when I read this message on Truth Social, and with Trump, as I've said many times, it's up and down, up and down. Yesterday, he says that he's working with Putin to end the war, and the next day he says that Putin's crazy and Zelensky's crazy, and tomorrow Zelensky's going to be his best friend, and then the next day he's going to be yelling at Zelensky. It's always up and down with Trump. Every day he seems to change his mind, or his emotions change. But when you do read this post on Truth Social, you do get the sense that Trump is trying to find a way to excuse himself out of the conflict in Ukraine. So Putin's gone crazy. Zelensky just doesn't shut up. Damn it, Biden. Damn it, Putin. Damn it, Zelensky. Damn it, Biden. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just trying to mediate, man. I'm just trying to mediate. While still providing weapons, even though it's coming from Biden's drawdown package. We're not talking about new weapons. We're talking about allowing the Biden weapons drawdown to continue, which Trump could put a stop to, but he doesn't. But he could. He could put a stop to it, but he allows the Biden drawdown to continue, and that will end in the next month, give or take. And then Trump's going to have to make a decision. Does he go to Congress and ask for more money? Or does he then walk away in a month or two? Because the weapons from Biden's term are running out. Of course, the Europeans, they have suggested that they'll buy weapons from the United States, and then they will give them to Zelensky, because the Europeans, they have pretty much been demilitarized. So their plan is, we'll buy weapons from the United States, and then we'll send them to Zelensky. Does the United States have the weapons to give to the Europeans? Do they have that many weapons, Patriot systems, artillery, all of these things to sell to the Europeans, who will then pass it on to Ukraine? Do the Europeans have the money to just give the weapons to Ukraine, or are they going to give the weapons to Ukraine on loan? And the Europeans are also going to purchase the weapons from the United States on loan, using Ursula's SAFE, her SAFE, weapons loan debt program. What a mess this is turning out to be, man. What a freaking mess. My God. So Trump is trying to thread the needle. He's trying to walk the line. He's trying to go down the middle, call it whatever you want. He's trying to make it so that he can somehow get out of this, not have the wrath of the neocons, not have the MAGA America First upset at him, not have the neocons upset at him. He's just trying to walk that line, taking a very middle of the road approach. Putin's fault, Zelensky's fault, Biden's fault. I'm the peacemaker. Lindsey Graham, are we good? I'm going to be selling weapons to the EU, and they'll give them to Ukraine. Are we good with that? Yes, we're good with that, Mr. President. MAGA, I'm not going to be asking for more money from Congress to give to Zelensky. And we also have this minerals deal that we never talk about anymore, but we have this minerals deal. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. That's the approach that Trump is trying to take, in my opinion, when you read this message. Kellogg, he's pressing Trump to push for a ceasefire. He posted on X, "This is Kiev. The indiscriminate killing of women and children at night in their homes is a clear violation of the 1977 Geneva Peace Protocols designed to protect innocents. These attacks are shameful. Stop the killing. Ceasefire now." Kellogg doesn't put these types of posts when he's talking about what's going on in Gaza, just when it comes to Ukraine, because Kellogg has certain certain interests, or at least his family, not Kellogg, but his very immediate close family, seems to have certain business interests tied up in Ukraine. Kellogg is working very closely with the Zelensky regime. He's working very closely with the Europeans. By the way, Kellogg and Trump, in Trump's post as well, and the statements that he made to the media, Trump makes it out as if Putin is doing this without any reason at all, failing to mention that from Tuesday until Friday, last Tuesday to Friday, 764 drones were launched into Russia, and towards many of those drones heading towards Moscow, targeting civilian infrastructure. There was no military targets for these drones. Trump doesn't mention that. Of course, Kellogg is not going to mention that. I find it interesting, Kellogg talking about 1977 Geneva peace protocols. This is coming from Kellogg of the United States of America. Okay, Kellogg, let's not get into what's been done since 1977 against Geneva peace protocols coming from Keith Kellogg. Let's not even get into that. But yeah, no mention of the drones, the hundreds and hundreds of drones that have been launched into Moscow just in 4 days. 764 drones. I bet you if we go back to a couple of days before May 9th, Victory Day, we're probably talking about 1,000 plus drones launched into Russia. One of the drones hit a cathedral, the St. Nicholas Cathedral, in the village of Epiphan in the Tula region. And it hit the dome of this cathedral, according to reports. It hit the dome of this cathedral, and the dome was burning, but the cross on top of the dome was preserved. Very, very interesting story if this is indeed true. Ukraine has struck the St. Nicholas Cathedral in the village of Epiphan in the Tula region with a drone. The dome burned down, but the cross survived. By coincidence, or not coincidence, today the Orthodox Church celebrates Epiphan's Day, honoring the memory of Saint Epiphanius of Cyprus. Saint Epiphanius of Cyprus. And they hit the dome, but the cross survived. So that's Trump and his post on Truth Social, also what he told the media. Putin is going mad, and Zelensky just doesn't shut up, according to Trump, and he's getting very mad. Trump is getting very mad and upset with all of this. He's getting so mad and upset with all of this that he's just going to walk away. But he'll sell weapons, but he won't go to Congress and ask for more money. There you have it. Oh boy. So Medvedev, he posted on X his map for a buffer zone in Ukraine. Basically, Medvedev saying that if Ukraine does not take the Istanbul plus root causes deal that is being negotiated and talked about and will soon be presented in a memorandum format, then the buffer zone, according to Medvedev, may look something like what you see on your screen. Medvedev said, if military aid to the Banderite regime continues, the buffer zone could look like this. So that's Medvedev's warning to Ukraine, but also to the collective West. Take the deal. Ukraine, take the deal. Collective West, Europe, Europe tell Ukraine to take the deal. They will not tell Ukraine to take the deal. The Europeans, Trump, tell Ukraine to take the deal. Trump's not going to do it. He's just trying to find a way out of this. He's not going to upset the neocons by pressing Zelensky to take the deal. But Medvedev's warning is, if you guys continue to send weapons to Ukraine, Europe, if you buy the weapons from the United States and send them to Ukraine, according to Medvedev, this is going to be the map, the buffer zone map. Very different than Putin's buffer zone map that he talked about a couple of days ago. By the way, Trump, when he was talking to the media and telling them how he just can't understand why Putin has gone absolutely crazy, he also announced some good news. According to Trump, he said he has some good news as well when it comes to foreign policy. He said, and I quote, "Very importantly, we had some very good talks with Iran yesterday and today. Let's see what happens. But I think we could have some good news on the Iran front. But having to do with nuclear, we've had some very, very good talks with Iran. And I don't know if I'll be telling you anything good or bad over the next 2 days, but I have a feeling I might be telling you something good. We've had some real progress, serious progress." And then Trump said about Gaza, "Likewise with Hamas on Gaza, we want to see if we can stop that. In Israel, we've been talking to them, and we want to see if we can stop that whole situation as quickly as possible." When you look at Gaza, when you look at Iran, when you look at Ukraine, it's the same approach, the same message coming from Trump. It's all the same. The same tactic, the same strategy, all of it is the same. We have some good news one day, then we have some bad news, then we have some good news. We're making progress, then we're not making progress, then we're making progress, then I'm not happy about what's going on, then we're making progress, then sanctions threat. It's all the same. It is all the same exact messaging and approach to all of these conflicts. And in all of these conflicts, the interesting part is that in all of these conflicts, Trump absolutely has the power as president of the United States to put an end to all of these conflicts. A diplomatic end, a negotiated end to all of these conflicts, Gaza, Iran, Ukraine. He absolutely has the power to put an end to it. Anyway, that was his announcement to the media. Trump also announced via Truth Social that he had a very good phone call with Ursula, and he is going to be giving a tariff extension to the European Union. The deadline was June 1st, and after his phone call with Ursula, Trump has extended the 50% tariff deadline to, I believe he says, July 9th. So he's giving Ursula a month and change. He posted on Truth Social, "I received a call today from Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1st. Hey, buddy. Cute dog. Let's see, where was I? Where was I? I received a call today from Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1st deadline on the 50% tariff with respect to trade and the European Union. I agreed to the extension July 9th, 2025. It was my privilege to do so. The Commission President said that talks will begin rapidly. Thank you for your attention to this matter." So the most important part of this message on Truth Social, in my opinion, is that, according to Trump, it was Ursula that called him. So the European Union initiated this call. Trump said, "I received a call today from Ursula." The United States has all the cards. when it comes to trade talks with the European Union. You are negotiating, as the United States, you're negotiating with your vassal. That's what we're talking about here. You're negotiating with your freaking vassal. The European Union, the EU member states, all of them. Every single country in the European Union and the European Union and the European Commission are your vassals. 100% dependent on you. So it's a slam dunk. It is a slam dunk negotiations with the European Union. Honestly, whatever Trump tells them, the European Union is going to have to do. Whatever Trump tells them, the European Union has to do it. And we'll see exactly how serious Trump is about all the tariff stuff. We'll see how hard he goes against the EU when it comes to securing the United States' interests. So that's the post following his phone call with Ursula. By the way, Ursula posted on X, good call with POTUS. The EU and US share the world's most consequential and close trade relationship. Europe is ready to advance talks swiftly and decisively. To reach a good deal, we would need the time until July 9. Basically, the EU has done nothing, man, to prepare for talks with the United States. I don't know, I guess the European Union thought that Trump was not serious, or they thought that Trump was just going to forget about it. Who knows? Maybe they're just lazy. Maybe they're just incompetent. Probably all of the above. But now Ursula is saying, you know, I need a month. A month and a little bit more to prepare for negotiations, to present some sort of a deal or a plan when it comes to trade with the United States. You gave us 90 days to complete our assignment, Professor Trump, and we did nothing. We were busy with Ukraine. I don't have the homework assignment because we were busy with Ukraine. You know, Zelensky takes up a lot of time. All that hugging and sniffing his Zelensky number 5 and traveling on the train. Macron, traveling on the train, Macron got a cold. You know, he had the tissue paper and he was blowing his nose, and you saw the videos from the train ride to Kiev. It's tough work dealing with Zelensky. So we're going to need another month and 9 days so we can put something together, says Ursula. Trump is giving it to them. He's giving it to them. So the Russian strikes into Ukraine are in retaliation to the drones from the Zelensky regime, but there are also many analysts and military experts who believe that these strikes are also connected to some sort of a summer offensive that Russia is preparing for. And Russia is not only hitting drone manufacturing facilities, but they are also demolishing airfields in Ukraine. From the X account of Aiden, Russians seem to be targeting Ukrainian industrial facilities and airports with extreme aggression. Even smaller airports with prop planes are getting hit. Even the smaller airports. And under this post, there are photos and images of some of the smaller airports, which are very, very suitable locations to launch drones. These small airports and runways. But it could also be indicating that Russia is finally taking the gloves off, maybe. A very restrained special military operation. Keep in mind, this is still categorized as a special military operation. But perhaps we're seeing Russia preparing for what could be something much more than a special military operation by demolishing all of the airfields, big and small, in Ukraine. I believe the Netherlands actually said the other day, since we're talking about airfields, that they're going to be sending the remaining F-16s that they were sending to the Zelensky regime, whatever deal they made with the Zelensky regime. I forgot the number of F-16s the Netherlands said they were going to provide to the Zelensky regime, but whatever's left for the F-16 deal that the Netherlands worked out with Ukraine, they're sending the remaining F-16s over to Churchill number 2. So Putin's helicopter on his way to Kursk, he made the trip to Kursk last week, and his helicopter, according to a Russian officer, came under heavy drone attack, a drone swarm. I don't want to say that the helicopter was being attacked, but as it was traveling towards Kursk, Ukraine launched a lot of drones in the direction of Putin's helicopter. Just to be clear, there are a lot of pro-Ukrainian accounts which are saying that this is just more Russian propaganda, trying to make Putin look like the big war hero type of guy, going into a drone swarm, and surviving it. That's not what the officer said in his statement, and that's not what they're making this out to be. The officer said that Ukraine launched a lot of drones in the region as Putin's helicopter was making its way to Kursk. He said the Russian military, they had the helicopter absolutely protected, and they dealt with the drones. So the spin that's coming from a lot of pro-Ukraine channels is that this is more Russian propaganda to try and build up Putin. But when you listen to the quote from the Russian officer, he wasn't saying this in a way to build up Putin. It wasn't said in a propagandistic type of way. He was just saying, as the helicopter was approaching Kursk, the Ukraine military launching a lot of drones over the last week. There was a lot of drones in the region, but no worries. Putin's helicopter was protected, and as the Russian military, we had everything under control, and we protected the president. That was basically the statement from the Russian military officer. Other news to discuss. So in the prisoner exchange, there are reports which claim that the Azov Banderites are very upset with the results of the 1,000 for 1,000 prisoner exchange because they did not get their Banderite buddies, or a lot of their Banderite buddies, handed over by Russia in this exchange. According to Simplicius the Thinker, Russia-Ukraine had many prisoner exchanges before. The reason Azov head Prokopenko was so mad about this one was because this exchange drained Ukraine's entire exchange fund, which means Azov prisoners on Russian territory now may never get out. So the interesting part about this prisoner exchange is that Russia still has a lot of Ukraine prisoners, and they're holding a lot of the Banderites. They didn't give over any or not many Banderites to Ukraine. The Banderites are very pissed off. They're going to take out that anger on Zelensky, of course. But while Russia has a lot of Ukraine POWs and a lot of Banderites, the reports are that Ukraine has pretty much given all of the Russian POWs to Russia, and as a matter of fact, they had to supplement the Russian prisoners of war with the civilians that they had taken in Kursk. So they actually had they gave all of the POWs, and it didn't number 1,000. And they also gave over the 120 civilians as well. So all in all, this was a prisoner exchange, 1,000 for 1,000. But it does look like Putin came out on top in a big way with this prisoner exchange, because the Banderites are going to be very upset with Zelensky if you go off of these reports. Before we get to a couple of clown worlds, let's talk about stunning and brave Kaya Kallas. She's so stunning. She's so brave. And she gave an interview to the Financial Times, which has yet to be published. But according to early reports of this interview with stunning and brave Kallas, she said that attempts to pressure Zelensky to begin a peaceful settlement of the conflict are pointless. Instead, Ukraine needs to be armed, more so that it is stronger at the negotiating table, the head of European diplomacy believes. So that's what she told the FT. Stop pressuring Churchill number 2. Stop pressuring him. Damn it, Trump, stop pressuring him. Is he pressuring him? I don't think he's really pressuring him. Who's pressuring him? Is anybody pressuring him? No one's pressuring him. Give me a break. If Trump really wanted to pressure Zelensky, he could pressure Zelensky. He could pressure Zelensky to the point that within an hour, Zelensky will sign the Istanbul Plus memorandum that's going to be presented to him if he really wanted to pressure him. So I don't know what she's talking about when she's saying to stop pressuring Zelensky. Stop pressuring Zelensky. Come on, lay off him. Lay off the little guy. Lay off Churchill number 2. Kallas's priority is more escalation. More escalation, more weapons, more money. Because Ukraine has to get stronger to be in a stronger negotiating position, which is something they've been telling us for 3 years. And the exact opposite and reverse is happening. The collective West, Borrell, Kallas, Ursula, they've been telling us, Macron, Schultz, Merz, Bojo, the clown, they've been telling us you have to continue to arm Ukraine so that it can be in a strong position when the time is right to negotiate. They've been telling this to us for 3+ years. And what has been happening? The exact freaking opposite. Opposite world. Whatever they say, it's the opposite. Whatever they say is projection. Opposite land. So let's do some clown worlds. And we got the big clown world. And I have to say, this clown world is going to be in the Clown World Hall of Fame. But I have to preface this clown world by saying, maybe this is not true. Maybe this is not true. Maybe this is AI, though I doubt it, because it does look like French media is picking this story up or picking up this video that you're going to see on your screen. And before I recorded this video, I read, and I can't confirm this 100%, so keep that in mind, but I did read on X that the Élysée Palace has actually said that Macron and Brigitte were just playing around. A statement along those lines. They just wanted to create some noise and they were just playing around. Anyway, the video and the reports that are coming out is that as Macron landed in Vietnam, the cameras at the exit of the exit door of the airplane, they managed to catch Brigitte slapping Macron. And then as Macron was walking down the stairs, he put his arm out for Brigitte to hold on to. And she did not take it. She did not want to hold on to his hand, to his arm. She did not want to hold his hand. And the video, if this is not AI, if this is indeed real and authentic, then it shows whether this is serious or whether they are playing around. Who knows? Maybe they are playing around. I don't know. But it does show Brigitte Macron slapping little Napoleon. That's what the video shows. And it absolutely does show Brigitte not wanting to take Macron's arm or his hand to walk down the staircase. Clown World Hall of Fame, everybody. Oh, little Napoleon. Every day it gets worse and worse for flip-flopper Macron. Every day he makes more of a fool of himself. Flip-flopper little Napoleon Macron. And this is the guy that's going to defeat Putin and Russia. This is the guy that is the leader of the European Union. This is the guy. Really? Really, everybody? Really, everybody in the European Union? Really, all citizens of Europe? This is your guy? This is your king? All right. How we doing on time? Okay. We can do a couple more clown worlds. Why not? The Daily Mail is jumping on the Stammer arson, Putin did it story, fake fiction. Putin did it, or maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just some people in Russia, according to British investigators. It may not have been the Kremlin. It just might have been some people in Russia. Either way, maybe Putin, maybe Russians recruited a couple of Ukrainian models and one e-shop fashion entrepreneur. According to the Mail, MI5 probes Putin link to Stammer arson blitz. Putin, man, he's crazy. According to he's crazy, says Trump. He's crazy. He's stealing hypersonic missile plans. He's recruiting Ukrainian models to hang out with Stammer. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. But he's meddling in elections in Romania using TikTok. He's busy. He is a busy guy. Well, you're never going to survive unless you get a little crazy. Isn't that what Seal sang? We're never going to survive until we get a little crazy. I forgot the lyrics to that song. So what else? Merkel, she was at a book tour event. Did you guys know that Merkel has a book? Her memoirs. The title of her memoirs. The title is, where is it? Yes, Freedom. Freedom! Merkel's memoirs are called Freedom. Freedom! Is she referencing William Wallace or is she referencing George Michael? I don't know. Freedom, according to Angela Merkel. Definitely a book that is on my list to read. Angela Merkel, Freedom. So she said that Merz is going to destroy the European Union if he implements his border policies. Basically, what Merkel is saying is that Merz, if he decides to toughen up the German border, then it puts Schengen at risk. And once Schengen goes, according to Merkel, the whole European Union goes down with it. Quote, I do not believe we can decisively combat illegal migration at the German-Austrian or German-Polish border. I have always advocated European solutions. We've got tools, Merkel said when asked about the latest measures adopted by Chancellor Merz's cabinet. According to Merkel, the move threatens both freedom and movement within the EU and the integrity of the Schengen zone, which allows visa-free travel across most of the bloc. She insisted that any immigration and travel reforms should be agreed upon at the EU level. Otherwise, we could see Europe destroyed, she warned. That's a direct quote. Otherwise, we could see Europe destroyed, she warned. Merkel famously opened up all the borders in 2015 and caused one hell of a crisis, that Merkel in 2015. Of course, it was also Merkel who lied about the Minsk agreement. It was just about buying time. She was never going to honor the Minsk agreement. She pulled a fast one on Putin. That is Merkel. Freedom. Freedom. Angela Merkel. All right, that's the video. The Duran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch, like what I'm wearing in this video update. There is a link in the description box down below. Take care.